And we're back.
Yeah, we are.
Cody Rhodes comes out and has a surprise. He reveals a new IC title.
A very lovely surprise.
Which is the old style. It has the white stripe instead of black. And
which is a gift that keeps on giving, because it is currently the best looking title in the company.
Right. Cody says he'll defend the title anywhere in time.
Partially because it looks different, but it's also a great looking belt.
Yeah. Johnny Ace comes out to complain though, and says Triple H says the title's on the line tonight, and it's right now. Intercontinental title, John Morrison versus Cody Rhodes. They need a Thor match, so this is a good thing. Of course, I was loving the white belt when it returned at this point. Cody's in street clothes, gets rolled up for two very quickly. Mo Cole stands up for Cody, and says Cody can't do anything because of his attire. Morrison takes over and says Cody at 4. Morrison toys around Cody on the outside. Cody keeps saying at 4 and looks like it was to leave. Morrison is like, forget that shit, and heads to 4. Back in, Cody takes over for a bit. There's a part of wrestling I always crack up about. Cody wasn't warm up for the match, obviously. But, of course, somehow Morrison's a former champion and a world-class athlete.
Yeah.
So, of course, a non-war...
They say it was probably doing parkour backstage.
Let's see. So, of course, a non-war...
I do remember them mentioning that.
So, of course, a non-warm-up guy to take over on him while in street clothes. Okay, he used the mask that he was wearing, too, but you get the idea. Off to a see a abdominal stretch. Because the weak spot on Morrison is his abs.
I think the reason why they do that, why you see that spot always, it's usually to guys who have great abs. So I guess they flex them and like pop it up to make them feel like they're in more pain than they actually are. But in reality, it's probably more of their strength.
They're good exercise.
Yeah. It's probably more or less their strength.
They're stretching their abs for them.
Yeah.
Because Morrison has ab problems. Clearly.
Yeah, you know, his 8-pack.
Yeah, we're prime physical people.
I think I seen a YouTube video back in like 2007 when he was with Miz. At a radio interview, and he literally grated cheese on his abs.
I remember that. Yeah.
So.
And I hope I was slight was counter, but Cody grabbed the 4-roll thing, so now he was working on the knee, which is better than the ribs and abs for Morrison. Now he was focused on the face. This is one of the times you didn't see Cody use psychology, which Cody's really good at.
Yeah.
He needed to have it here. Morrison's come back and kicks has him starts to pain, but Cody breaks up. Belly to back counter, but Morrison hits a pain leg. That's what was called the commentary at that time. And says for what I recall a beautiful disaster at that point, I don't remember. But Cody ducks and rolls him up and let him regain.
Yeah. Funny, I didn't think the match was all that great. Probably if they had more time.
Yeah.
I thought they could have gotten a bit more out of it instead of it just being a, hey, this match is happening. Because to me, it did feel like, hey, this match is happening. Like they were told 5 minutes before walking through the curtain. Like it just felt like Cody was supposed to just go out there and announce the bell, and then literally he was told he had a match
right
before he walked through the curtain. That is sort of how it felt, which can be a good thing. However, it doesn't necessarily make an entertaining match.
Mm-hmm.
However, a big complaint I had with this is it's not exactly how the match was set up. Meaning, I did like that Laurinaitis at the time was trying to undermine Triple H. Because he came out and said Triple H has ordered you to have this match with this person.
Right.
While John Morrison.
Oh, I think I know you're going with that.
And then afterwards, you see Laurinaitis walk through the backstage area to go get Triple H.
Right.
And Triple H literally comes out and says, you're not allowed to make matches.
Right.
And maybe it's not where you're saying where I'm going to go with this. Because my actual complaint with this is Michael Cole.
That's it.
Yeah. It's more specifically a heel Michael Cole. He's your lead commentator at the time. And he should be more sympathetic to what Triple H is doing, what he's trying to do, and point out the fact that John Laurinaitis is trying to undermine Triple H at the time. Maybe it's not so much with the match; it's more or less the John Laurinaitis Triple H storyline. But I've spent 3 months in that, so I sort of want to vent about that. But it's pretty much heel Michael Cole not validly explaining that, like, hey, Triple H just so Laurinaitis set up a match without his approval.
Right.
But instead we get heel Michael Cole completely ignoring it.
Yeah, he was defending Cody.
Yeah.
That he was doing a good job with.
Yeah, he was defending Cody, yes.
Which he was, because Cody wasn't prepared.
Yeah. However, my problem is in the position he was a heel commentator when he should be, when I don't think the lead commentator should be a heel.
Yeah, but that was the position he put him in.
That is the position
he can't play face here.
Yeah, he can. However, my complaint is not so much Michael Cole, but it's the fact that they put him in that character.
Well, why didn't you just have JR say it? Nah.
Because JR wasn't lead commentator. He was caller.
I consider him lead.
No, Michael Cole.
Well, JR's
lead commentator. He spoke the most. JR added his opinion and experience into the caller because God knows what Booker said. JR added the color to it because Booker went off about ducks or Chucky Ducky or whatever. But Cole,
that's the next match.
But Cole is the heel.
So your problems with Cole being a heel?
He's being the heel and just having to explain that, hey, Triple H didn't actually make that match, and explain that to fans better, and have them get the point across that, hey, Laurinaitis is trying to backstab everybody to get in that position.
That's why fairway matches aren't good.
Yes.
On pay-per-view.
However, getting back to this match, I just wanted to vent about that storyline because I spent 3 months watching it.
And that's what you're venting about?
Yes. I decided to vent about it
not
6 years later on a video about a Cody and John Morrison match.
No, I told you, that's the match you chose to vent about that storyline?
Yes.
Not the aftermath?
Yes.
How did they vent?
I just wanted to also complain about heel Michael Cole, too.
Okay, because there's still a lot more role with the aftermath than the main event.
Yes, there is. I'll give you that. Yes, there is.
And it involves Botch K6 and Carter.
Yes.
In the best part.
Yes. Anyway, getting back to the match, it literally just did feel like they were told 2 minutes before Cody walked out. Like, he was only supposed to announce, hey, we got a new belt here. It's white. New Intercontinental title. And then walk back out. And then he was told, hey, Morrison's getting ready. You're having a match with him.
Alright, not going as fully in depth there.
Yes.
I didn't pay attention to none of that, I'll be honest with you. For Frontal match, the match itself was okay. They desperately needed someone to fill out some of the card.
Yeah, it's okay for what it was, but it literally just felt like it was just...
Both guys are capable
like
of
it was just added, yeah. Give them more time. I think they actually have had a match on SmackDown before.
Yeah, Cody's first match on SmackDown.
Yeah, and it was a really good match.
The match was 7 minutes and 24 seconds.
Yeah.
Getting an IC title on pay-per-view in front of the that's not a bad thing. It's hard to argue with bonus rush on time, so this actually came off to fill in about the 7 minutes. Or 10 minutes in total if you count the promos. So no complaints there. Also, having the white belt back at this point with all the designs, they're bringing something to my face.
My grade for this match was a C.
You're in C as well.
I thought it was slightly better than the Mark Henry Randy Orton match.
Then backstage, Johnny Ace comes up to Triple H on the phone and cuts Triple H off, yelling at him. Also, Truth is in the back. Triple H runs back and finds them having destroyed Air Boom. Ace gets all that as the champions are down. Up next, the Divas title, Beth Phoenix versus Kelly Kelly. Kelly runs at her, and his more supposed to be Fez presses. Yes, that's supposed to be. That was a popular move on this night. And the Screaming Head Scissors. Just counter to a backbreaker. Beth takes over.
I didn't notice this at the time, but Kelly really does a lot of screaming in her matches.
Beth takes over and chokes her down with what looks like a dragon sleeper. All set on backbreaker, but this time she bends Kelly over her knee. But Kelly counters into the roll-up for 2. Slingshot suplex is 2 for Beth. Kelly starts her comeback and uses generic offense and a neckbreaker for 2. She tries the Bay Bulldog, but Beth counters into a Glam Slam attempt. Beth tails away in the corner, but Kelly fights out and hits a handspring elbow. Michael Cole holds the vintage. And Great Muda, who invented that move, is probably rolling his eyes somewhere, and you're close to that.
Yes.
Top for her Bulldog by Kelly, just right close to. Even nagged into it on the floor. Eve goes find the barricade. Even take 2 is counters, and Beth kicks Kelly between the legs and to knock her down. Then Beth hooks up that freaky submission that Natalia was using at that point.
I think they called it something.
Yeah, I can't remember. But nobody.
Oh my god, I'm surprised I actually remember this. I think it was Barbie Killer.
Figure right.
I think it was Barbie Killer.
And then Natty gets on the mic and tells Kelly to scream, because I guess this is WWE's version of porn.
Very, very aggressive submission porn.
Kelly makes the ropes.
Not submission sorority, which would come later.
Correct.
Much better talent than Kelly, but...
Kelly makes the ropes and then Tali pops her with the mic, which somehow the referee didn't hear. The Glam Slam finally ends Kelly's reign. And that was it.
Yeah, it probably should have ended a month earlier. At least a month earlier.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah. Funny enough, it wasn't a bad match.
It's my least favorite match of those.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing for Kelly.
As memory goes, I think I did like their United Champion match better. I just wish it had a different ending.
Because that was a
however, to give you some context, I actually have the grade right here. For their SummerSlam match, I actually ended up giving it a C+. It's not bad, but I still sort of have the same feelings towards it. Minus Beth not winning the belt. Beth winning the belt this time. It's not bad, but you really also appreciate Beth for being able to carry Kelly into this. It may be her most solid performance, but I don't think it was her best with Beth. Solid meaning I think she actually looked like she was actually putting on her working boots. By just screaming a lot. But still, I felt she was a bit more solid in this match than she was in the past. However, I thought the other matches were better. What were your opinions?
I thought the match was a little too long for a Kelly match.
It probably was, yes.
And I still can't get over the ending, though. Beth Phoenix and Mike Shaw to beat Kelly. I don't get that at all, but as they made Beth look weak with 2 straight losses. But she finally had it done.
Yeah.
I assumed at the time this was going to be Eve versus Kelly. As they fill in the decides to clear up for Karma, I was thinking it was going to come back to fight Beth.
Probably.
For like of course, neither happened.
Yeah, I think this was literally the replacement feud for Karma and Kelly.
Yeah.
Which would have been hilarious to see, actually.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Karma should have kicked her ass.
Oh, definitely.
The first time.
Okay. So,
I ended up giving this match a C.
I too gave it a C. Vengeance is coming. We recapped the World title, which is clouded or something because of what happened with my man, SummerSlam, and that whole mess.
Yeah, it's a wacky and turbulent time for the WWE Championship. It started off really good, and then it sort of petered out.
Either way, it's so much time.
Oddly, at the end of SummerSlam 2011, so.
World title, John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio versus CM Punk. Let's talk about this. I started the show at 8 o'clock like so this is actually like a pay-per-view. That was that in terms of watch it. And after the big match intros, I can tell you there was a ton of time left because it was on about like 10 minutes after 10.
Yeah. It was like at the time, it was like a 30-minute match.
But it's a very short pay-per-view. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting, it was like a 30 minutes left in the pay-per-view, starting at the introduction.
Yeah. I think the match itself will long. A lot happened in this match.
Yeah.
24 minutes and 12 seconds to match itself. So, about that 30 minutes, there's 6 minutes of intros, and then, 3 minutes of intros, and 3 minutes of...
And Del Rio's entrance is also extra long, because he comes out in his car.
Yes.
He does the, his hands thing, or whatever.
Yeah.
He does something with his hands.
A scarf.
Maybe none of you realize how much he does with his hands, but he does stuff with his hands.
Mm-hmm.
He has a pyro, and then Cena walks out, or Punk walks out.
Yeah. Into the big match intros are ring go. There's they emphasize all commentary at the full high speed in the ring.
Yeah.
Alberto immediately hits the floor and runs a lot. Both guys chase him and they slide him to get what they can. And the super best friends, because you've Cena and faces, fight over who gets to beat up Del Rio. Punk tries to steal the title roll up, but now only got 2. The big stars face off. Cena and Punk.
Everybody not named Del Rio in the South.
And both escape Del Rio's finishers. Del Rio tries to take Cena out, but gets caught at time on the floor. Punk ties with Del Rio and Cena to break up for some reason. And back in the ring, a neck breaker gets to Del Rio. The dueling chase begin, but after being a CM Punk Let's Go Cena chant, it's turned into Cena sucks very quickly. See, the issue there is, it's not so much pro-Punk, but anti-Cena.
Yeah.
Del Rio goes back in this and sends Punk into the cage. Cena's now also Punk's throwing him left standing and he takes Alberto.
Although CM Punk would claim later that he brought Attitude Era back. So.
Yes. He loaded up a table on the floor where Cena shot him on the cage to avoid mobile. Alberto... this was actually a cool spot. Alberto got the... This looked good. Alberto got the cheer and hit a belly to the back while they cheer. With Cena. That looked good. The chance went again. Cena's in a tree low. Del Rio misses a charge, sending his shoulder into the post. Ult upon Del Rio with Punk in trouble. Cena died ult the top with the leg drop and just threw both guys. Now, at this point, the match was actually pretty good for the most part. Then the match starts to go
There was one period, there was one spot at the beginning, too. I think you made it past it, actually. I think it was Cena and Punk were fighting on the outside. And Cena, Irish whips Punk almost into the steps. Punk, dives onto it, jumps, turns around, tells Cena to come here, and Del Rio just comes up behind him and shoves him straight in the cage.
Yeah, that's right.
And out of that, Punk has, cuts on his back.
Yeah. At this point, the match was actually pretty good so far, because it wasn't overbooked.
Yeah.
Wait till the end.
Yeah.
AA's escaped by Alberto and goes to the ropes back at Cena. Del Rio sent that forward, Ricardo finishes him off. Cena and Punk slug it out, and it's boo, yay time. GTS broke up by cheers from Del Rio. He picked up the chair and comes off the top with it to lay on both of the super best friends. Then 2 on each. Del Rio charges at Punk in the corner, but it's dropped over the top and hits the stairs on the way out. You couldn't see it, but you could hear him.
Yeah.
AA out nowhere, just 2 on Punk with Alberto saving. Del Rio set up 4 and decides to GTS to Cena for 2. Del Rio saves again and sends Punk into the steps. He's been a wild card in this so far.
Yes.
So, and that was actually working. This actually probably better though, it was just Cena versus Punk and so.
Exactly.
The chant felt like the least important.
However, ever since SummerSlam, Punk and Cena have been less personal by this point.
Yeah, they're super best friends here.
Yeah.
Cena is sent into the cage again, says Punk versus Del Rio. Punk fights back and the macho elbow gets 2. Cena comes out again and sends Punk for a tail ringside. Cena grabs the XTF and Ricardo takes down referee and breaks into the cell. And now here's one of my great wonders.
And here it goes.
Ricardo has a pipe with him, but Cena takes him down first and out of cell. Del Rio gets the pipe and bashes Cena with it. He throws Cena out and locks him outside with the key inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fine. That might be...
Cena spends the rest of the match trying to break the door down.
Right, but that was a smart move by the heel. Isolate one the ones for double team. Yeah. Fine. Here we go. Alberto hits a German on Punk for 2. Punk goes up and Del Rio hits the Ryan Zaguri for 2. Cross arm breakers broke up and Punk fires off the kicks. Leg ladder puts the Rio down and Cena's just now getting up and figures out that he's locked out. And Pat says.
He would spend the rest of the match trying to break the door down. Punk
hits the Bulldog so as Cena looks for the key. Springboard clothesline is 2. Cena's trying to break the chain and the lock open. Alberto goes to the floor and grabs the pipe. It's only about 10:30 at this point, so there's plenty of time here. 2 pipe shots put Punk down.
You know, the man.
Actually, the ending wasn't even overbooked, because in terms of heel outsmarting one face, that's fine. Now we're double teaming.
Yeah.
The ending was Hell Sudden. Where this match could have actually been
I think it's both how sudden and
roll result.
Oh, it's both overbooked and underbooked at the same time.
Yeah, it's overbooked because
somehow.
Because Ricardo's in the cage, he is thrown out, Cena ends up out, the pipes are brought in, fine, okay.
Yeah.
But as Cena, that kind of looks funny the way Cena's, then he goes to the comedy, with Cena trying to break the door down.
Yes.
Then Punk, who's built up all his momentum, and I understand the hit by pipes going to knock you out, but I don't think it was pipe shots to the head, if I'm not mistaken. It was like ribs, right? Or
on Cena, yeah, I think it was stomach and back.
Right, so I'm not sure why that kept knocked out so long on the outside.
Yeah.
And then Punk was to the head, right? No, yeah, both of them.
I think it was more like
the shoulder.
It was to the head, but it was like right here.
Right here. Both of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that one's that's understandable if you lose like that, if it's pipe shots to the head. But it was like so sudden, overbooked, then it was an underbooked finish. Not underbooked, maybe an underwhelming finish.
Yeah.
To a match that was actually building somewhere.
It was overbooked and underwhelming.
First half of the match was very good. Second half was for Carter to send drives to grade down for me.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Also, I'm not sure you should do that to someone who was literally 2 months beforehand, probably the hottest commodity you had
in wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where everybody was talking about it, there were people coming back to wrestling to see what was happening because it literally just surprised the hell out of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure you do that to the guy who actually cut that promo.
Right.
Granted, you're already on a downward slide with that storyline anyway.
Yeah.
Still, I'm not sure you do that.
Cena could take it the full hair from one Alberto to go over.
Yeah.
In reality, Punk wins because that's what makes sense. But
yeah. But literally, Cena getting out. Yeah, fine. It's a smart heel thing to do.
But it's also dopey.
However, I don't think he did enough that warranted put down Punk. Especially 2 months before him and Cena were trading attitude adjustments and GTSs back and forth. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure that keeps down Punk. So it's sort of underbooked what they could do to Punk to keep the Del Rio. Reality, Punk should have won, but they wanted to keep on Del Rio. So Cena and him can have a last man standing match.
Right.
If I remember, it was pretty boring at Vengeance.
I think so.
Right when Ricardo decides to break into the cell is also where it starts to downslide into as well.
Yeah, it was a good match. They had time to work with, but the match still needed to be longer. They did try and make it violent compared to the first cell. I will say that. Yeah,
they did.
The three of them tried harder than the first two.
It's the better Hell in the Cell match of the night, but it's still a triple threat match because triple threat matches are no DQ inside a cell. With the Hell in the Cell aspect of one gets locked out of the cage and can't get in. That's the environment. That's the match. How the match was planned out to include the environment of the cell.
You can have good cell matches without blood. That's the sure proof.
Yes.
Points empty.
Yes, you can.
This was one of the better ones at this point for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah, for up until 2011. For the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Yeah. Just before we get too far past the blood thing, blood can help in that. Help the Hell in a Cell match.
Right.
To add a bit more to it. But these matches again prove you did.
The ending came much earlier than I would have suspected.
Yes.
Or well liked. The championship change is bad now. I'm not sure if it was a good surprise then either. I can't remember.
This is what, the 5th pay-per-view in a row?
Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Like 4th pay-per-view in a row.
Money Bank, SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Money Bank, SummerSlam, Night Champion, 4th. Yeah.
And the one before that wasn't in a good match with Cena and R-Truth.
Yeah. Yeah,
So it was a terrible match. And it was a great match, but the title changed hands, which it should have at the time. Then it changed hands again, technically twice, at SummerSlam. It changes hands again at Night of Champions, back to Cena.
And then goes to Del Rio here.
And then give it to Del Rio. 4th pay-per-view in a row where the title changes.
And then Vengeance Del Rio retains or Cena licensing, and then finally Punk stabilized the belt. I'm sorry, I said it's 2011 to Royal Rumble 2013.
At that point, you needed to.
Yeah. Then,
And it's already a negative because it's the spinner belt, too.
Yeah. They never gave Del Rio a legitimate title reign either, all time he was the champ, so.
No, they didn't, actually.
Well,
his best run was probably in 2013.
Yeah, the face run.
World Heavyweight.
Yeah, not the face run. The, Raw when he did a double turn with Dolph.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah,
Where he kicked the Divas title.
Yes.
That may have been his best moment ever. Okay. From the match for me, I gave it a C.
I just saw C+. Then post-match, there we go. The Cell raises up. As Cena gets in, as do Men in Black leaves. Is Miz Truth with pipes or something? I don't remember.
I think we forgot to mention that in the first match we saw Miz and R-Truth. They actually hadn't fired at this point. Triple H fired them and physically threw them out of the building himself.
Right.
And they were more or less, hey, WWE right now there's a conspiracy going on against us. And for some reason that would eventually lead to them versus
John Cena.
Cena and The Rock.
That's right.
Again, interesting story with a ton of potential that ends up just being fit.
No, the execution
set up to completely something else.
No.
However, they actually had bought tickets or were given tickets, and Laurinaitis threw them out.
We didn't do that part.
That
part.
We did that.
We didn't do that.
Okay.
We didn't explain why they were from why they were in the front row. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Not this. The execution of Mr. Truth is in what's bad here.
No.
Sure, I can take it.
Yes.
Alright. Is Mr. Truth with pipes or something? I can't remember. And the beating was the one. They were beating down everybody. Triple H comes out. Fine, because he's the one they're feuding with. And he gets beaten down also as the cell lowers again. Triple H is on the floor outside the cage. Here we go. The locker room comes out. But apparently no one has the idea of bolt cutters.
I don't think anybody's even like trying to pull a scene and like grab the door.
No.
I mean, there's like 50 people outside the cell.
They're
No one's grabbing. I mean, maybe if they can muster enough power under 50 people to bust the lock or whatever.
They all stand there shouting, except for Sin Cara, the original.
Sin Cara and Teddy Long, mind you.
Sin
They're
Cara.
standing next to each other.
Sin Cara starts climbing, right?
I believe he does, yes.
Yeah, Sin Cara starts climbing in the cell, and Teddy Long's like this.
Just standing there looking at him going. As he turns around and yells at somebody else while doing these hand motions. Sin Cara for some reason decides to try to climb this thing. Never mind the fact that it's completely encased in and there's a roof. But still, he tries to climb.
He's the only one that also actually tried to do anything to save that, to stop it.
He's the only person that tried to do something
Busted.
and then failed miserably.
Climb.
Which is a microcosm of Sin Cara's career, of Mystica's career in the WWE.
He starts climbing the cell, and Teddy Long just starts yelling at him.
Yeah. It might have been like Kurt Hawkins or somebody he was yelling at.
Yeah.
Or something. But he was But he was like this, yelling at Sukar from at the top of the cell, turning around, talking to somebody else, spinning his hands. Teddy Long and Sukar are the funniest parts of this segment.
Mrs. tripped and beat up the cameraman, and referees and some cops that come in with covers. See how simple? And then
It takes a cop to have the brains.
Truth and Miz surrenders to the police and are cuffed, and Triple H beats up the cuffed man and is taken by security, and we were all there at 10:37, and we'll wrap this one up so we don't go to a part 3 for breaks.
Alright. For me, the overall grade was a C-. This pay-per-view really focused on the Hell in a Cell matches, and it's really not the, it's more or less okay matches that happen to be in a cell to me.
Yeah,
And the better matches ended up being the ones they didn't put too much thought in.
Excuse me for my tickle here. There was a lack of build for this pay-per-view. We were going to build, and the cell matches were average at best.
Yes.
So see,
I literally put a Beth and Kelly tied with Punk and with the better Hell in a Cell match. So.
If you want a recommendation, a tag team title match.
Yeah. I thought it was a good match. Not as much as Joe did, but I still thought that was the best match of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, maybe Sheamus and Christian.
Yes.
And the first half of the main event before Carson, and for Comedy Hour, Taylor and Sakar afterwards. And that's it for this review. Monday or Tuesday morning, you'll be seeing WrestleMania 8 review.
Yep.
For the Week 16 podcast. Hopefully it's better.
Hopefully. We'll hope.
But there's 2 matches on it all automatically better than this.
Yes.
We'll see that.